Okay, we're in Exeter LGV test centre. This is the exit procedure for the test centre. So you'll be asked to drive around the building and follow the one-way sign, which we're going to do. Care must be taken in the test centre with your speed, and we do not want to mount any curbs. We're going to continue ahead and we're going to follow the signs that say one way. We're going to drive down the side road between the two cones that say no entry except under supervision. As you can see, this road looks particularly tight. We're heading towards the ramp in front of us, but we need to turn to the right, but we don't do so yet. And to our shoulder is level with the house on the left hand side. So see how the vehicle is coming down towards the ramp, and we are coming towards the ramp and quite deep in towards the ramp before we turn. We are now turning, checking off both sides of the vehicle. I like to make sure our shoulder swing on the trailer has cleared the ramp, and indeed the wheels are off of the curb. We'll stop at the line, and I would like the driver to turn right at the gate. So as we get to the gate, we're going to position ourselves in the middle, come up to the drain cover or the drain at the gate, and stop and check for pedestrians. When we're happy there are no pedestrians, we're going to proceed forwards and make vision. Without vision we cannot make a decision. Alright? When the road is clear, we're going to proceed forwards. As soon as the vehicle drops off of the curb, we're going to turn right. So as soon as the vehicle drops onto the roadway, we're turning right, checking left, checking right as we pull out against the parked car's headboard swing and the swing on the left right hand side. We're going to follow the road ahead and run round on a little test route. So we've exited the test centre. At the next roundabout, Nick, I would like you to turn right. Okay. So we must indicate our intentions on approach to the roundabout, and this is the very first roundabout which you will encounter on your test. Take your time. If in doubt, do not pull out. We don't want to pull out in front of anyone, cause significant inconvenience. Car to alter course or to brake. That would be classed as a serious fault and would result in a failure of your practical driving test. So we're looking all around the roundabout. We've got our position right for the roundabout. We're looking for any blockers coming onto the roundabout. On Marsh Barton, because the roundabouts are naturally small, people will always drive at them fast and take a straight line across them. Be aware of that. I'd like you to continue to follow the road ahead unless I ask you to do otherwise. So when we're going ahead, look, we can only turn left because what the sign tells us. Turning right would mean a failure of our test because of the 7.5 ton weight limit. So we're getting our position right, our speed right, and we're looking into the roundabout before making the turn. We've got some blockers coming across, so we are waiting because we haven't got any vehicles. Now it is clear to go, and we can make the turn not interfering with any other road users. At the roundabout, I'd like you to turn right, please. So very importantly on this roundabout, so we're turning right, but the lane to our left is still live and cars can travel straight on in that lane. we must do maximum mirror checks, checking the left-hand mirror for any vehicles beside us before entering the roundabout, and then turning slightly left to take us away from the roundabout itself. Don't worry about the red hatch marking lines on the roundabout. We can enter them with the wheels of the vehicle. We indicate our intentions off of the roundabout and then follow the road ahead. At the traffic lights, I'd like you to turn left, please. So we're getting our position right, our speed right, and we're looking into the junction. Is there anything around that corner that's going to cause us any issues when we turn? When we're making a turn, be sure to check your headboard swing before, during and after the manoeuvre. So here we have a prime example, look, of people blocking the junction up. They're coming forwards on a green traffic light when the road isn't clear. You would never go forwards on a green traffic light unless the road ahead was clear. As you can see, all them vehicles have blocked up the junction. When it's safe, legal and convenient to do so, I'd like you to pull up and stop on the left-hand side of the road, please, Nick. Anywhere along this wall during practice or during your test is fine. Be aware you don't stop in the bus stop. Alright, so there's a sneaky little bus stop ahead. We do not stop in that one. When it's safe to do so, drive on. If we need to use somebody else's road space, we always indicate and wait for a safe and suitable opportunity to break the line before we go onto the wrong side of the road. So here we have a car on our side of the road, so we're indicating, waiting for a suitable opportunity and then flowing through. Everywhere on Marsh Barton is 30 miles an hour. The road which runs through the centre of Marsh Barton is, however, 40. Right? It is expected that you get on and make progress if the weather conditions and the road conditions allow. So, following the road ahead, pay particular attention to the road sign on the left-hand side of the road. It is telling us there is an uneven road surface. We do not want to be going over this bump no more than 10 miles an hour. If we do, we will fail our test. That would be failure to respond to road signs. As you can see, the bump is quite vicious. We are going to turn right at the next roundabout. As you can see, we need to anticipate other road users' intentions. That car had no intention of stopping, it just flowed out right in front of us. At the roundabout, I'd like you to turn left. So on this roundabout, you can take both lanes. So there's no problem with blocking off. When we stop behind vehicles in front of us, we must make sure we can see their tyres on the tarmac. Should that vehicle break down and we need to turn around it, we need to be able to move our vehicle around it. If there was an emergency vehicle behind and we needed to swing around, we would need to swing around that car. So we're looking into the roundabout. Any blockers? If in doubt, we're not going to pull out. Right, clear to go. At the next roundabout, I'd like you to turn right, following the signs from Plymouth A38. So firstly, we need to move across into the right-hand lane. We do so by mirror, signal, mirror, manoeuvre. We must always put that extra mirror check in. Once in our lane, cancel the indicator because there's got to be a demarcation between that manoeuvre and the manoeuvre we're going to now do at the roundabout. Should we leave our indicator on, people might think, oh, he's just left his indicator on, which isn't the case. Get your position right by looking down on the road. Look at the debris lines where the other vehicles have driven. Heavy goods vehicles will tend to create a debris line, which we follow. So when turning right, the cab needs to be over to the left. When turning left, the cab needs to be over to the right. We're always checking our headboard swing before, during and after any manoeuvre. And we're going to follow the road ahead. As we already discussed, the speed limit is a limit, not a target. However, it is expected if the road conditions allow, we get on and make progress. Good weather conditions today, light traffic, no mud on the road. So we're okay to make progress. Always remember your following distances. 2 seconds in dry weather conditions, 4 seconds in the rain and 10 seconds in the snow and ice. So using a bit of safe and fuel efficient driving, we're pre-planning for the red lights and we're starting to take the speed off and letting the vehicle coast up to the lights. We know, look, the lights have changed, therefore we can just keep the vehicle flowing without having to brake and stop and apply the handbrake. Most diesel is burned, creating most exhaust gas when the vehicle has to stop and has to move off again. Most energy is used. So to reduce the carbon footprint, we try to keep the vehicle flowing where possible, using maximum observation, safe and fuel efficient driving. So we are currently in a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit. Anytime there's a change of speed, we will get what's called a speed gateway, with the indicated speed on the left and the right of the carriageway. As you can see, it's becoming a 50 from a 40. Therefore, if we wanted to do 50 miles an hour, we would do so after the sign and not before. So, statistics show a lot of accidents occur around petrol filling stations because of the movement of vehicles on and off of the forecourt. As you can see, there's a lorry manoeuvring onto the forecourt. You take the speed off, make eye contact with the driver and look around, observation. Once we're clear of the garage, we can increase the speed, opens up into 2 lanes and we can return to the left lane by checking our mirror, indicating, checking our mirror and moving across. As you can see in the middle of the road, the lines are a short line with a big gap. That is normal driving conditions. Now they're changing to a long line with a small gap, which is indicating a hazard. The hazard being the turn. Once we've gone around the corner, they've gone back now to normal driving conditions, so we can proceed on. We use the signs and what is painted on the road to aid us when we're out driving this size of vehicle. We're going to join the carriageway down below. So we must not cause any inconvenience to any other road user. We're signalling our intentions to join the carriageway, and although we're a slow moving vehicle joining a fast moving carriageway, we might actually need to stop and give way in the lane line. We're going to come off at the next exit, which is marked Ken Ford and Ken. So on 300-yard marker, we check our mirrors, indicate, we then check our mirrors again for the exit into the slip road. Pay particular attention to the arrows that are pointed on the painted on the floor, and how the head is at a right angle to the body. That is telling us as it is an extremely steep turn. Look at the debris line. We're turning left, keep the vehicle over to the right. cancel your indicator because it could be a confusing signal at the junction. When it is safe, legal and convenient to do so, I would like you to pull up and stop on the left-hand side of the road, please. So this is quite a well-used area for pulling up and stopping and restarting. As you can see, there is a vehicle stopped in front of us. We're going to pull in behind him quite safely and then pull away again at an angle. So Nick, for your pre-planning, when we go ahead, I'd like you to follow the road ahead, which is over the bridge. When it's safe to do so, I would like you to drive on. So we're using GOSH, gear, observation, signal, handbrake, back into your mirror, and away we go. We must make sure we do that lifesaver shoulder check, and do not pull out if there's oncoming vehicles or vehicles coming beside us. Now, because we're making a right turn over the bridge, we must check it's clear to do so. So we're using maximum observation and looking over the bridge at this stage to check to see if there's any cars coming over. If there were, we would stop and let the car make the manoeuvre before we do. However, when we make the manoeuvre, we make sure we keep our cab over to the left, which prevents our trailer from wandering across the white line, therefore shutting down the carriageway on the other side. The same applies to the next corner. When it's safe, legal and convenient to do so, I would like you to pull up and stop on the left hand side of the road, please. So pay particular attention and note the urban clearway no stopping signs. So we're going to pull up to them, but definitely not go past them. So Nick, for your pre-planning, when we go on, we're going to follow the signs for Marsh Barton A379. So the procedure has now changed to GHOST, gear, handbrake, observation, signal, shoulder check. When it is clear to proceed, throttle. If anything happens to come around a corner, indicates to go around us, we would stop.